Joy Boy may have been a villain based on how you look at the events of the Void Century. In this video, I'll be explaining the two opposing Void Century beliefs that Vegapunk told us about during the world broadcast. Once you hear my theory, I want you to decide in the comments whose ideology was right or wrong. Now let's get this video rolling. We all know Luffy inherited the will of Joy Boy. Luffy wants to be the person in the world with the most freedom, so I think it's safe for us to say Joy Boy also wanted to live freely. If you are able to live your life freely, then you can make your dreams come true. I think the kingdom that Joy Boy was the leader of was Dream Kingdom. If you want to hear more about my theory on Dream Kingdom, then watch my previous video. I will touch up on Dream Kingdom some in this video, but I won't go into great detail. Now back to the video. I don't think Joy Boy was a tyrant ruler, but an easygoing king who allowed his citizens to dream however big they wanted. However, I think Joy Boy's devil fruit power was more mastered than Luffy's devil fruit power. I think Joy Boy's imagination power reached all over Dream Kingdom and wasn't limited to only himself. Whenever his citizens wanted something, they simply could imagine it, and their dreams and desires would come true. Much like how Luffy can imagine goggles and paint buckets into existence out of nowhere. If this truly was the case, this would make Dream Kingdom the most powerful country in One Piece. Now, no kingdom should have this much power. What if they wanted to use this power evil one day? This type of power could easily conquer the world no matter how goofy it looks. I think this is where the allied kingdoms banded together to stop Joy Boy and his ridiculous power. But I believe they didn't know this bizarre power existed until someone tipped them off. I believe there was a traitor in Dream Kingdom who couldn't benefit from Joy Boy's power because they had no dreams. I believe this person was Emu. Now during this time, I believe Joy Boy was the only power user. The kingdoms he fought against most likely only used haki, hence why they say to have conquerors haki, you must have qualities of a king. On one side, you had Joy Boy fighting for the dreams and freedom of his people, and on the other side, you had the kingdoms fighting to get rid of Joy Boy and his kingdom because their power could pose a threat to humanity one day. I also must add this. At first, I believed there were 19 kingdoms, but after Emu gave up information to the other kingdoms, they promised to make him or her a king of their own country. Once the great battle started, the allied kingdoms witnessed the true power of Nika. They believed Joy Boy must have been the devil himself, because no normal person could be capable of this type of power. I believe this is why the D-Clan members are referred to as devils. Joy Boy eventually lost the battle, but before he died, he made sure his power would spread all over the world instead of just his kingdom. This way, everybody in the world could live free and bring their dreams and desires to life. Everybody in the world's dreams would then take the shape of a fruit. These fruits would then give you powers of people's desires from around the world. Some desires were good, and some desires were bad, but people could still bring their dreams into reality. These fruits were then labeled devil fruits, because once you consume it, you gain the powers of the devil himself, also known as Joy Boy. Since Joy Boy's dream was to be the man in the world with the most freedom, his devil fruit too resurrected somewhere in the world. When the 5 elders said they have been chasing the Nika fruit for 800 years, I believe this is so nobody can wield this deadly power. A power even more destructive than an ancient weapon. So Joy Boy was defeated, and devil fruits were born. Emu joined the allied kingdom, making it the 20 kingdoms. The 20 kingdoms then agreed to start an organization to protect the world from possible dangers like Joy Boy. This organization was named the World Government. The empty throne would symbolize that no one person should have as much power as Joy Boy had. Everybody should be equal in power. I don't quite have a theory right now on how Emu went from being a part of the 20 kingdoms to sitting on the empty throne, but that obviously is the case. However, I did make a video stating that Blackbeard was the second coming of Emu. Blackbeard betrayed his crew, and Emu betrayed the allied kingdoms to be at the top of the world. We know the allied kingdoms rose the sea levels to limit travel and freedom, but all that did was fuel certain people's imagination by making them pirates. This wasn't enough. So I think Emu then cursed Joy Boy's power. Anyone who consumes a devil fruit will be punishable by death. This death would be carried out by the sea. Devil fruit users who fell into the sea would lose the ability to swim and eventually drown. So after hearing my theory, which side was right? Joy Boy, who simply wanted everybody to be free and live out their dreams by granting them the ability to do so, or the allied kingdoms who wanted to limit freedom to keep the world safe because no one should have that kind of power. Remember, this video is focusing only on the allied kingdoms. We are not focusing on the current corrupt government that condones slavery and other heinous crimes. Think about it, the world government was not always 100% corrupt. Do you guys remember what Doflamingo said? He said pirates are evil, the Marines are righteous. These terms have always changed throughout the course of history. This means that the world government may have actually been good at one point before they turned corrupt. If you enjoyed this theory, make sure to subscribe. That's all for this video.